Hello yogis. I am trying something new today, and that is this earbud that I have that has a microphone in it. So let's see how the sound quality is. And I'm going to have us do sun A's and sun B's this morning. Well, it's morning for me. A lot of times we warm up doing cat-cows and child's poses and all that, but I frequently in my own practice start my practice warming up with sun A's and B's. So I thought that we could do that together, and then I'll probably either post that as a video on its own or link it to another video, see how this sound quality is. So I hope that you are practicing with me today, and that if you do, you leave a little comment so that I can feel like we are all staying connected and practicing together. Let's get to the top of our mats. Into Tadasana, big toes together, heels slightly apart. That's my preferred Tadasana. You could have your feet apart, but the outside edges of your feet parallel. And even though I'm gonna start with sun A, I'm just gonna allow myself a breath or two right here. That gives me a chance to start my Ujjayi breath, which I'll try not to do too much. I don't know how much of that will be picked up by the microphone. And as we begin sun A, I'll modify them at first so you can stay with me or change your sun A to what best suits you. Beginning inhale to sweep the arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale and fold forward. I'm going to keep my knees really generously bent. Inhale to come part way up. Palm the mat to step back to plank. On an exhale, I'm going to lower my knees since this is my first one, and then come all the way down to the mat. Inhaling into cobra, and then to downward dog on the exhale. 5 breaths. So maybe you like to find movement and walking the dog out, or I like to come to stillness and kind of see where I'm at, see what kind of tightness I might have. Find my breath here. So that's my 5 breaths. On an inhale, I'm going to tiptoe my way forward. I like to really plug the hip sockets up into my hips, working into that hamstring flexibility until I come back to Tadasana feet. Inhale to come part way up. Exhale, fold forward. My knees are still staying bent. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Maybe this time I'll shift my gaze up. Exhale, hands to my side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to palm the mat, stepping back opposite leg to find plank. On the toes or on the knees, lower all the way down to the ground again. Inhaling into a deeper cobra. Exhale, down dog. For 5. This time I'm really going to shift my gaze back. Pull the belly in. Pull the shoulder blades down my back. Find more engagement than last time. 2 more breaths. Next inhale, walk, or maybe you're going to begin to step to the top of the mat. I'll start to keep my legs more and more straight as I find length in my hamstrings. On an exhale, hinge forward. Inhale to come halfway, or all the way up, sorry. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, right back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Step back to the top of your push-up. On the toes or on the knees, lower all the way or part way to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. I'm only taking 3 breaths this round so I can get moving a little bit faster. And then walk or step. Eventually you'll begin to float to the top of the mat. Come halfway up once you're there. Exhale and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, I'm taking it right back down. Inhale, half. Palm the mat, step or float back. Lower all the way or part way. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale to down dog. 3 breaths again. I've let Tyson stay in the fence. We'll see how he does. On the next inhale, look forward, come forward. Walk, step, or float. And then halfway up when you get there. Exhale and fold. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, take it back down. This is our 5th round. Inhale, part way up. On your exhale, palm the mat, step, walk, float back. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. So I just gradually start to speed things up, find more engagement. Uh-oh, barking. On your next inhale, travel to the top of the mat. Come halfway up. Tyson, behave. Exhale and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold. On the inhale, half. Palm the mat. Exhale takes you back and down to chaturanga or all the way down. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale down. Dog. I might have to contain him. Travel to the top of the mat on your next inhale. Come halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to rise. I'm going to take one more. This is 7 sun A's. Inhale. Take your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. On your next inhale, travel to the top of the mat. Halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale to rise. This exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Prepare for sun B. Sun B adds our chair and our warrior one. And we move through vinyasas between rounds. Modify those as you need to. Inhale, sweep the arms up, sit the hips down. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, half. Palm the mat for your usual vinyasa, whether you're stepping, floating back. Exhale takes you into your lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. The right leg comes forward for warrior one right away. Step it all the way up there, back heel down. Inhale, reach the arms up, warrior one. Your very next exhale takes your hands back to the mat. Step back, lower. That's the whole exhale. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Down dog. Step the left foot forward, right heel down. Inhale your way up to your warrior one. Exhale takes you right back down and all the way through your lower. Inhale, open. Exhale, down dog. Let's give ourselves 5 breaths here. On your next inhale, travel to the top of the mat. Walk, step, float. Each time can be different. Halfway up. Exhale and fold. Utkatasana. Chair pose on the inhale. Exhale, stand straight. Right back to it. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Vinyasa to down dog. Right foot forward, back heel down, inhale. Exhale takes it back through your vinyasa, link your breath and your movement. forward. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale back down through your vinyasa to down dog. Feel the heart rate come up, right? That's the point of keeping that one breath in one movement. That's my 5th breath. On the inhale, travel to the top of the mat. Come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, stand straight. Let's do one more. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Palm the mat for your vinyasa. Meet me in down dog. Right away from your down dog. The right foot forward. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale back down. Through your vinyasa. Hello, Tyson, right? Left foot forward. Back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale down through your vinyasa. The inhale is the opening. 5 breaths. Embrace your distractions, right? This is our home practice reality right now. Could be kids, phone calls, dogs. If you're outside like me, it could be some bugs. On your next inhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand straight. Feeling warm? Right, like that's a good warm up for us. We could take it anywhere from here. You could too. And I was getting a lot of glare from the other direction, so I've changed directions and you can see who's in jail over here. Lucy won't stay off the mat. Shout out to everybody with pets who won't stay off your yoga mat, right? So while Tyson comes to visit, Lucy never stops visiting, so she's in jail. All right, so we did our warm-up and too much chatter, right? Let's get back to the top of the mat and flow through some postures. Vinyasa style still, so we'll keep our flows. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, palm the mat for the vinyasa of your choice. I don't keep it the same every time, and you don't have to either. Meeting in down dog. From here, inhale the right leg up. And then exhale, bend and stack, open up to the side. Open up the side body. So I'm working a little bit to square my shoulders this round. And on your next exhale, knee to same arm. How high can you get it into your armpit, and can you make it touch? Inhale, lengthen it back out. Cross the body, knee to opposite arm. Inhale, lengthen it back out. Step to the top of the mat. Warrior one, inhale up. On an exhale, open up warrior two. So I've already positioned myself away from the camera. Brilliant. Sink right down into it. Think about stacking that left shoulder over the left hip. Pull the belly in to take as much arch out of your spine as you can. On an exhale, let's mantle the hand down. Left hand to the inside. Back heel can spin up. Twist open to the right. Drop the back knee. Keep the twist. Reach even further perhaps. And then I'm going to kickstand my left leg out to the side and bring my right leg back into my side plank. Knee to elbow, elbow to knee, exhale. Inhale, length. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, length. Exhale, crunch. Step back to plank. Vinyasa here, or no vinyasa, and go right to your down dog. Other side, left leg comes up on the inhale. Exhale, bend and stack, open up. Again, I'm choosing to work towards squared shoulders this round. On an exhale, knee to same armpit, getting that in there as high as I can. Inhale, lengthen back out, three-legged. Exhale, knee to opposite arm again, trying to get it as high into the armpit as I can. Don't let this foot drag down here. Pull it up as well. Inhale, lengthen it back out. Step to the top of the mat for warrior one. Open up your warrior two. Pull the belly in. Shoulders away from the ears. Windmilling down into our lunge twist. Right hand to the inside. Back heel spins up. Open up to the left. Drop the back knee. Twist a little further with that back knee dropped. Maybe not, right? And then kickstand the right foot out so you can bring your left leg back into your plank. Crunch it, knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Inhale up. Two more. Crunch on the exhale. Inhale, length. One more crunch. One more length. And then step back to your plank. Take your vinyasa or no vinyasa, remembering that you might take a cat-cow here instead of a vinyasa. We'll all end up in down dog. Right leg up on the inhale. Exhale, bend and stack. Flip dog or wild thing is an option. Bringing your foot to the outside, behind you. Bringing the hips high, open up. Find your breath. Gaze at the sun for me, so I have my eyes closed. And then come back to your three-legged down dog with lots of control. Knee to same arm on the exhale. Cross the body. Take it and touch the other arm. Bring it back to three-legged. Step to the top of the mat. Back heel down, warrior one first. And then warrior two as you exhale. Peaceful warrior. I like to think about my back hand traveling down towards my calf, but my right arm helping to open up my chest to the sky. Extended side angle. I'm going to be on my forearm this round. Opposite arm reaching over at an angle. Maybe I need the hips to lower. I can see my shadow here. So that's sort of nice for my own alignment. Front knee tracking toward the pinky toe side, helping you open up that front hip. Come right into your side, or your rotation with that plank. So back heel up, left hand down, rotate, just like we did last time. Side plank kickstand, the left leg, and then 3 crunches. Exhale brings it in. Plank. Vinyasa or no vinyasa. Down dog. Left leg up. Bend and stack as you exhale. Flip dog or wild thing, or maybe you're going to stay right there in your bend and stack. Find your breath. Press into the hand that's on the ground to really help you get your hips high, and then come out with control. Knee to same arm. We'll be crossing the body, so keep it there. And then back up three-legged. Step to the top. Back heel down. Warrior one, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle as you exhale. This hand like it's holding something precious. Some kind of tray you don't want to drop. Top ribs are opening to the sky. Come into your lunge twist, hand to the ground, heel up, twist open. Drop the back knee, side plank, kickstand the foot. 3 crunches. Exhale in. Inhale in. One more. 2 plank. And vinyasa. Malasana squat, top of the mat. I'm floating there. You might be walking there.
could be more like a sumo, yes? Drop your hips down to the ground and have a seat. Maybe you'll bring your hands back to soften that landing boat pose. I'm going to keep my legs bent and become as crunched in as I can. So my tight boat pose, like I'm going to bring my knees to my armpits. They don't quite want to do that, but that's where they're headed for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As I recline down, I'm going to hug the right knee in. Just a fun, like, how can I transition that soft? You notice I'm keeping the left leg off the ground, getting a little core work even as I get this compression here. And then I'm going to keep this here, my right knee without the hands to my side. And switch back and forth, finding that compression on the left side and then the right. Sort of like bicycling with the no arms happening. I don't know. I meant to count these, but I didn't. So when I'm finished, I'll bring both knees in. I'm going to see if I can come back up into Malasana. I'm going to give myself a little rock and roll along the length of my spine. Oh, I did it. Okay, so maybe you do, maybe you don't, right? Make your way back to Malasana. And then have a seat. Boat compressed boat. Knees in. 5, 4, 3, that's a dog check. 2, 1. I'm going to hug the left knee in as I calm down, sort of like canoe. Yeah, make myself work for it. And then release the leg, keep that left leg hugged in really tight, and start bicycling the legs. I don't know how much of my breath you can hear. Can you hear me huffing and puffing? It takes a lot of work, doesn't it? And again, I didn't keep track. So eventually I'll bring both knees in and I'm going to work to come back to that Malasana. But if you don't make it to Malasana, that's okay. You could make it to standing, or you could cross over your legs like this and come onto your hands and knees. And then make your way to Malasana in your own time. From Malasana, hands down for crow practice. I can bring my feet in from way out to the side. I like to do it one at a time. Ooh, I've got long sleeves on, that's slippery. Or maybe you walked your feet in, or you're doing a crow prep. And then we'll take a vinyasa from there. Maybe you jumped back, maybe you're on concrete, and you said no thanks to that jump back to my toes. Instead, step back for my vinyasa. Inhale the right leg up. Let's keep the legs straight this time as we as we stack the hips. Keep that right leg up as high as you're able. On your exhale, knee to same arm. And then slide it to the outside of the arm, back to the back of the arm, sweep it back up. Step to the top of the mat, warrior 1. Tyson, are you in the way? Warrior 2. Peaceful warrior on the inhale. Extended side angle. This time I'm going to bring my hand to the outside of my leg. You can keep your forearm on your thigh. Oh, I've got my shadow here. So, on one side, I can get a little feedback. On the other side, I just lift my body. Either way, excellent practice. On your inhale, come back up. Exalted warrior, peaceful arms with a straight leg. And then hinge out for your triangle. Reach with this right arm. Reach. Create a long side body, long side body, long side body. Hand down. Upper ribs open. And reach to the sky. Top hand is going to come down to the ground. And then sweep past my front foot, my right foot. Turn my right foot in.
into my wide leg fold. So I'm facing away from you sort of, but I can see you now, except it's too bright. Close my eyes, lengthen my spine. So some of you, like me, are nice and warmed up, and your head really easily comes to the ground. That can be quickly adjusted by lifting up, heel-toeing the feet in, and then lengthening down again to get a little bit more. I can still bring my head down, but I have to work harder for it. Many of us are not going to bring our heads down to the ground, and that's okay too. We'll just think about lengthening the spine, long and hinging down as close as we can get. Let's take one more breath. Inhale, come part way up. Now you might need to adjust your feet as you walk to the top of the mat. Left hand down, spin the right arm up. I'm still going to take a knee in my side plank because I want to work those crunches with a lot of stability. Knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Exhales, crunch it in. One more. When I come into plank, I'm going to leave my left leg up, so I'm in a one-legged plank. And I might stay like this for a vinyasa, or bring the foot down before I vinyasa. Right in to my left leg up in down dog. But if you didn't have the leg up, bring the left leg up. Keep the legs straight as you open up the hips, foot coming high, open the hips, foot high. Take a breath. Knee to same armpit, then I'll take it to the outside of my arm, back to my armpit, and reach it to the sky. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale into your warrior one, warrior two, peaceful warrior, extended side angle. I'm taking my hand to the outside since I did it last time. No shadow for me here, eyes closed in fact, so I'm just going to listen to my body. Inhale, back up, exalted warrior, peaceful with the straight leg. A little balance challenge for me as I keep my eyes closed. The sunshine. Reach forward for your triangle. So take more than one breath if you need to find that really long side body before bringing your hand down and opening up. Wide leg fold. I'm going to take my top arm overhead, past my front leg, turn my feet, give myself lots of support. Inhaling halfway up, and then exhale, hinge into my fold. Any arm placement you might like. Maybe you'd like to rinse out the shoulders. I don't like to, but I need to. Find your breath, pull the belly in. No hyperextending the knees. I didn't say that last time, but think about a little tiny softness, like a micro bend in the knees. And even out your weight shift, heels and the balls of your feet. Release any binds you might have. Come part way up on the inhale. Walk to the top of the mat for your lunge twist. Release the knee. Side plank. Crunches. Coming to plank with the right leg up this time. Pause in your plank. Maybe the foot comes down, maybe it doesn't through your vinyasa. Now my toe doesn't like that so much on this side, so I'm not going to ask it to do that. Doesn't want to be rolled over. Right leg might be up, or it might not. Place it down for down dog. Step or jump into your malasana squat. So if we're working on jumping, knees bent, spring the hips high, think about a soft landing. If that's not your thing, you might be walking it wide, coming into your malasana. Find a twist here. Left arm I'm going to do first so I can face you out to the side. I like to put my fingertips down and then open the right side. Gaze might follow, using that left arm against my left knee to open up. Back to center. Other side. Opening up. Back to center. So you might come into that crow practice again. I'm going to scoot back because I'm really at the top of my mat. So I'm going to scoot myself back, adjust myself. Right. And then I want to play around with some frog squats, or frog hops I should call them. So I'm going to kind of hop into a handstand in a frog, and we'll just see how I do. But first, my visitor, I don't want to kick him. Okay. So you could be coming in to your crow, right? Or you might come into these little hands down, feet up. Sometimes I think about touching my toes in the air, giving myself a little pause there, right? Really gets the heart rate up. Maybe some of you will hold it, maybe you won't. Oh, then we might need a break after some of that. It really brings the heart up a lot. Tyson knows we need a break. Sit down. Good boy. Give yourself a little hug. Y'all, I've got to get myself together. I don't have my watch out here, so I don't know how much time we've had. I do have a little space to do some boat work over Tyson. This time I'm going to bring my hands together and twist to the right, back to center, and left. So finding my twist back and forth. Slow, controlled movement. Still thinking about that tall, upright spine, as upright as I can be. One more time to the left, make myself even, back to center, and then release my legs out straight. Oh, how soft can that landing be? Maybe move some tissue out of the way and hinge forward. Seated fold. We'll be here for about 10 breaths, 10 of my breaths. So maybe you like to round in, maybe you like to lengthen in. I personally like to lengthen, but find the position you can be in for another 10 breaths. Use your breath. Help relax your body. Relax your mind. Halfway. Begin to come upright. And let's come into a Baddha Konasana fold. So I'll turn to the side here. Here, Tyson. Do that one. Sit down. Soles of the feet together and knees out. So you can decide what the angle of your diamond is going to look like. I like to bring my heels nice and close and use my hands to open my feet like a book. Lengthen my spine and hinge forward like someday I'm going to put my ribs down on my feet. So I don't want to crank my neck. I'm going to look down towards my toes so I can lengthen my spine. And then I am going to use my arms to help pull me forward a bit. And stay here for about 5 breaths. I know you all don't have a Tyson to distract you. One more breath. And then come upright and let's round ourselves down. So I am going to move my feet away from my hips just a little bit, and then allow my head to really tuck in, round down, so that I can bring my head to the tops of my feet, or the balls of my feet, I meant to say. 5 breaths. Tucking your chin in, getting that compression in your neck. 2 more breaths. Now I know many of you didn't have your head all the way down on your toes. That's okay. That is the direction you're headed. I like to take myself out of that. And into a little bit of a back bend posture. I think I'll do some fish today. So, in the spirit of not disrupting Tyson, I'll just turn myself around so that I can come into fish, placing the L of my hand underneath like the thigh area where my hips and my bum and my thigh all come together here, that little crease, right? So I place that just a little bit inside and then press into the elbows to bring the chest up, and then my head back down to kiss the mat. Reaching my ribs up. I want to breathe into this. Just staying here for several breaths. And then tuck your chin as you come out. Before you take an opposite pose, just let yourself be here for a moment. And then hug the right knee in towards your chest. Go slow. That was a bit of back bend, right? And this left leg might stay straight like this. Excuse me, Tyson. That's great, Tyson. Or you might find that you need to bend it a little bit as we come into a happy baby. So holding onto the outside edge of your right foot with your right hand. I like to have my arm on the inside of my leg and then pull my hip down. And no, I wouldn't normally have my head on anything. But this is our home practice, right? I'm going to come into a spinal twist from here. You might hold on to the knee as you take your knee across your body. I'm going to hold on to the outside edge of my foot because I have that range available, and I find I give myself a big IT band stretch here as I take my foot down to the outside here. And then I'll start to think about twisting more. I want to be grounded somewhere. Oh, thank you, Tyson. And twist, trying to bring my right shoulder down to the ground. So I came keeping my head neutral. Hope you can hear me through these earbuds, but I could turn my head towards my right hand if I wished. All right, let's begin to unwind, maybe hugging the knee back in, wiggling the hip around a little bit, and then releasing it down next to the other leg to bring the left knee into the chest. Oh, you guys, this sunshine feels amazingly good. So again, you might bend the right knee to take a little bit of strain off of your back or your hips. And as you come into your happy baby, finding that outside edge of the left foot. A few years ago, I began to practice yoga outside. Tyson. And now I just love it. I used to find it really distracting, and I don't know, maybe I had to let go of the idea of sort of our ideal practice conditions. Like this. Good boy. Let's take the leg across the body. So I'm going to hold on to the edge of my foot, but you might hold your knee and keep the leg bent. And then I just really slowly want to bring my toe down to the ground. And then I adjust my shoulders. I can get my left shoulder down. That's the direction I'm headed, or you might be headed. and then make your way back out. Again, maybe like hug that left knee in and circle it around a little bit, wiggling out your hip until you're ready for a long body stretch. And Shavasana. Oh, thank you for that surprise, Tyson. So whose pet doesn't like to meet them in Shavasana, right? Can you sit? Tyson, sit. Sit. No, he's not obeying. Oh, come on. Move out of the way. Well, clearly, you should pause your video and take your Shavasana here, letting yourself have as much time as is available. When you're ready to come out of Shavasana, just start me back up and we'll come out together. All right, sit. Not on me. Sit. Sit. Good boy. As you reawaken from your Shavasana, begin to find a bit of movement in the fingers and toes, arms and legs. Maybe another long body stretch, maybe both knees into the chest. We didn't do that as we ended. Make your way onto your favorite side. So pause there, use the bottom arm as a pillow, relax again completely. Gently, slowly make yourself come up into a comfortable seated posture. Take an inhale and really lengthen your spine up. Pull the belly in slightly. Take another deep inhale, really fill your lungs, come and fill them to capacity. And then on your exhale, let it all swoosh out. Thank you for joining me and Tyson today for practice. I hope you are all staying safe. May you be healthy, may you be happy, and may you be with the ones you love. Namaste. Tyson, you are such a baby.